Hi there, Happy New Year 2008. I really want to thank the publishers and editors of Hawaii Parent, the magazine for families here in Hawaii, Honolulu, because they gave me a wonderful article and endorsement here for Uncle Tom's Classroom. They say, Uncle Tom's Classroom, by the way, they're speaking about my book, which I would very much like to get out into the public conversation. Uncle Tom's Classroom, How One Public School Teacher Awakened His Students to the Cosmic Super Self Within. I'd very much like to get this book out into the conversation because it brings up some points that haven't even really begun to be discussed yet about what we need to do to liberate our children from the dominant paradigm, the materialistic paradigm, the paradigm of consumer capitalistic competitiveness that is basically ruining their joie de vivre and their love of life. Anyway, this is what Parent Magazine said about Uncle Tom's Classroom in this December issue. Uncle Tom's Classroom is a new book that takes a look at the limitations of the old public school system and then offers an extraordinary, practical, and proven series of amazing solutions. Thomas Allen Berg, retired San Francisco public school teacher, discovered that when young people are encouraged to discuss, research, and debate the metaphysical, scientific, economic, and political theories about the meaning of their lives in the classroom, they discover their vast inner reserves of mana that they can tap to enhance their personal, physical, and intellectual performance. To purchase this book, visit Ex Libris bookstore at www.exlibris.com, barnesandnobles.com, or borders.com. So thank you very, very much for this. I'd like to actually read a little bit more about the book, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the Hawaiian component, because I wrote much of this book in Hawaii during summer vacations as I rested from my 35 years of teaching every grade from kindergarten through 8th grade. And let me read to you from page 69 of my book. While working on this book in Hawaii, I learned about the ancient kahunas of Polynesia and how they built temples of learning called Hale Neo, where truth seekers of all ages could congregate to discuss the most profound mysteries of life. These thatched temples were similar to the mystical schools of ancient Egypt and Greece, where great thinkers came together not to brainwash each other or fight, but to garner a greater understanding of the true meaning of life. They wanted to learn how to live good and powerful lives and how to serve the broader intentions of the supreme will of Io, their name for the original creator, the invisible, the great formless spirit. The ancient Hawaiians used to assemble in their ancient temples to discuss new revelations and theories about creation. Cutting ideas were introduced, discussed, scrutinized, analyzed, and debated until a new, broader consensus was reached. Heated debates were often lasting for long periods of time. They often lasted for long periods of time until new interpretations of reality were reconciled with more traditional worldviews. This same kind of open-minded approach is now needed as we readdress the purpose, power, and potential of public education in America. And I quote on the back here, "Throw off your chains, set yourself free. Remember the quantum field master you were born to be." You know, the ancient kahunas knew this, and they had a language for it, and it's called Huna, the secret mystical religion of ancient Polynesia and Oceania. Anyway, I quote now from Max Freedom Long, who is one of the original researchers of Huna. And he says, "The ancient wisdom schools of Hawaii believed in the existence of the great Poe Aumakua, a group of non-physical beings called the utterly trustworthy company of high souls. whose assignment is to guide, teach, protect, inform, enlighten, heal, and help humanity throughout all eternity. The ancient kahunas knew how to tap into the power and protection of the gods in order to affect the environment around them. Now back to page 70 of my book. Ancient Polynesians believed that the creator gods, the ancestral gods, the Akua and Poe Aumakua, were not only aware of our human pleas for guidance and help, but they were also intimately involved in teaching us how to understand our unique and essential roles in the ongoing process of cosmic creation. They believed that the entire universe was conscious and alive, and they wanted us, the children of the cosmos, to understand our true role as co-creators. By the way, I taught this Polynesian strand in social studies in San Francisco. I had many Pacific Islanders and Asians who believed in ancestor worship, and the children just absolutely loved it. Anyway, back to the book. They had undying faith that the Poe Aumakua, the utterly trustworthy non-physical family and friends, always responded to requests for help, guidance, insight, protection, uplifting, inspiration, and loving assistance. The great Hale Neo were crucibles of cultural change and transformation where physical and non-physical voices could merge, co-creating ever more glorious adventures for the people of planet Earth. The ancient Polynesians knew that mankind was part of and an expression of the entire living universe, and they acknowledged that miraculous awareness openly and powerfully. They knew that nature depended on the supernatural, and that mankind depended also upon a God force, a spiritual force, for its very life, for its very existence. And they developed a language and cosmology that honored that connection. There was always an opening for a new flux of understanding from the kahuna shaman, who were closely in touch with the supernatural. Once the latest or newest ideas were successfully merged with the ancient belief systems, chant masters were called in to compose fresh new epic poems which would help integrate the new knowledge with the older beliefs. The Polynesians, the Hawaiians, always sought a co-creative commingling of past and present worldviews and paradigms. We too, like the ancient Hawaiians before us, must be much more willing to integrate old ideas with new cutting-edge revelation as it is downloaded into us via the cosmic supermind. The time has come to wake up from the status quo, think out of the box, and accept this cosmic challenge now. So welcome to my virtual classroom, my Hale Neo by the sea. Let's rub the cultural sleep from our eyes, peel back the onion layers of false self-definitions, outdated isms, and courageously begin to investigate the real meaning and purpose of our lives on planet Earth. We have nothing to lose but our domestication, servitude, terror, worry, ignorance, suffering, and the chains of bitter confusion. And we have everything to gain. There is a whole new life of adventure and wonder waiting for us just behind the dark veil of all the old belief systems. Once we activate our divine right to be free, we can become fully awakened, free-thinking masters of the quantum field, which is what the ancient kahunas knew, and learn how to consciously participate in the co-creative expansion and expression of our magnificent universe of life, love, and light. So I invite you now to pull up a seat, open your minds and hearts, and join my students as me as we venture forth into the uncharted and extremely exciting territories of true super self education, which really is super self liberation. It is my powerful intention that Uncle Tom's Classroom helps birth a new era of free conversation, enlightened education, courageous growth, expanded love, and true happiness for all those who love and believe in the spirit of freedom that our beloved America was once born to protect, celebrate, and express. So thank you again, Hawaii Parent Magazine, for giving mention to this new book of mine, which is virtually unknown in the public conversation. But with help from wonderful people like you, we can get the message out that it's time to free our